mugged or all that jazz.
I fight them.
You would.
So
You would.
they could try.
You would.
Not that I'm encouraging anyone to mug me.
You heard it here first,
but I will fight
guys.
you. But I know what I was gonna say. But okay, but see, back to the credit card douchebags. The thing is,
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk.
oh, okay, sing it.
Oh, God, man, nobody even joined
Now
me.
I want to see what you're gonna do. I was gonna see. What
I'm going to get a 0 star for singing. That's
No,
what
you
I'm
get a
going to
gold
get
star
from
for
this
sure.
episode.
You're gonna get a you suck.
Just wasn't in the mood right now. I don't know.
I don't know.
First episode of the day, we have to warm up.
Oh, man, I hope you just take that out. Just edit it out.
No.
And just for that, it shall stay in.
Boom.
How you
Okay.
guys doing?
Pretty good.
How are you?
I'm doing well.
Yeah.
I'm
You
doing
look
very
good.
well.
I like your
tan.
black pants
Thank
too,
you.
man.
The black pants. Yeah, I
usually you're wearing
haven't done
jeans.
laundry, and this was at the bottom of my
there
shelf,
it
and I'm
is.
like, okay, black jeans it is today.
Nice.
Are they from like high school or are there floods on you now?
No,
No.
they're from.
Do you
I don't know if I'm what.
Do you see how black they are? They're brand new. He's never
I'm
worn
just
them.
saying,
This is
what I'm
my
saying
third
is,
time
like,
wearing them.
imagine if they like he grew out of them and they're like floods from
Like
high school.
capris.
Yeah, they didn't start off that way, but that's how they ended.
Anyway,
Anyway,
So somebody asked me this when I walked into their restaurant because I go there quite often.
was it
and
at non-Kara restaurant?
It was at a non-care
Okay.
restaurant group restaurant, but we go there every like 2-3 weeks and we get some takeout. So I know him personally, and he's like, "I have a question for you. Do you guys charge a credit card fee if people use credit cards at your place?" And then he asked, "Do you guys give them a discount on their meal if they pay in cash?" What do you guys think about that? Because I know what I told him, and I'll let you know. But what are your thoughts on it?
we don't. I mean, I don't
I wouldn't.
charge or the whole cash thing, giving a discount. I mean, it sounds great, but then it just, for me, it sounds like a red flag almost, if that makes any sense, for why are you not taking their credit cards?
It's not taking the credit cards. It's basically saying, imagine if you're doing 10 million a year. Let's just say around million a year. And everybody pays in credit cards. How much of that is gone?
A lot.
How
An
much?
awful lot. Like
Give or take.
30,000.
30,000. Give
Yeah.
or take. Yeah. $30,000 that you're paying.
And it's a percentage per
Yeah.
transaction, like per
Yes.
total.
Yeah, but at the same time, I feel like people are inclined to spend more with credit card than they are with cash.
Absolutely.
So that's they will spend more. So you might not hit $1 million if you were just doing cash only, if that makes any sense.
Well, that's why he didn't want to do it. But then he asked, what if they pay in cash? Do you want to give them a discount for that? Because we'll give them a 3% discount if they pay with cash.
I'm gonna quote someone.
do it. Do it.
What is
Say
it?
it. Say it.
Guy says it all the time. Save a penny, lose a dollar.
Save a penny.
lose a dollar. Now I understand that does add up,
Yeah.
but from the customer perspective, like I don't want to hear that shit. So I would rather, because I think about this. I think about these people that are, I understand the plight of the owner with any business that they have to pay out the credit card fees. I understand that. And to me, I'm like, you know what? As a consumer, I'd rather you just raise the price a little bit to offset that amount so I don't need to know about it. Because I mostly pay cash anyway. But even so, I'd rather just not know that it's a game,
No, I get you. My thing with that, though, is that when you're raising the prices of your meals or your dishes or whatnot to offset, then that means you've got a bigger bill that's going to get charged more. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's true. But let's say you raise every dish by 50 cents, whatever you're offsetting, even though your total is higher, you're still making up that money. I mean,
Yeah. I guess you're right.
customers don't want to hear that. Didn't they try that with gas stations years ago?
They did. And some gas stations you still see, if you pay with cash, it's a lower price.
Yeah.
I still see them every now and then.
I know a lot of distributors do charge a credit card fee. if you're using
Everybody
a credit
does.
Card. Some
Every
don't, some do.
distributor.
I mean, I don't know.
It's tough, right? It's a tough
You know
call
what?
because it is 30,000 and we're just basing this off $1 million. Imagine a distributor that's doing 20 million a year.
Yeah.
That's $600,000.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you a question. What, on an average, I know Amex is higher, right? Amex is high.
It used to be. It's not really.
Okay, so what's the average? Like, where does it run around? The
I
percentage?
say the average is around 3 to 3.5%.
3 to 3.5%.
I don't know if you agree,
Okay.
but
For people using their credit
just
cards?
overall average taking that.
Nah. Okay, yeah. I guess
How
so.
long has it been at the percentage? When was the last time it was raised?
Oh, that
A year ago. But
Right.
see, I
It was
use,
recent, right?
I use Square
yeah.
for Restaurants. It's the platform, the POS system. But that's all already embedded in. and they don't charge extra fees if you're using an Amex card. You know what I'm saying? So I don't get hit with an extra charge. And I think it's 2.75 and 10 cents a transaction or whatnot.
Yeah,
You know what I
something
mean?
like that.
I see it as not just the fees that I'm paying for using a credit card. I'm seeing it as the platform I'm also using. That's what I'm paying for.
That's very true.
You know what
Because
I mean?
you get a lot. You're not just using a swipe machine.
No,
you're
using
getting
the
front of the
whole-
house seating.
correct.
You're getting time cards. Basically, you're
Correct.
getting reports of your top selling items. Your least
Correct.
selling. You're getting a lot out of that system.
Yes, but you don't think those fees are worked into what you're paying? Your whatever, is it a subscription they have to pay monthly to
Which
Square?
is minuscule. But
Right.
overall,
But I'm sure that percentage, the credit card fee charge, is worked into that. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, just because
I see her going.
it's like people are like, okay, well, if I anything, not just credit card fees, if I know it's there, oh my God, it's the end of the world. But if you don't really know it's already worked in some way, like really, is it going to break you? Probably not.
no.
Well,
You
that's
know?
what exactly what I told the guy was, look, in the restaurant business, I think you put it right on point. Don't write that on your menu or have a sign posted up. Well, you 3%.
That's such a turnoff.
It's
really
a
is.
turn off. I said, what if you increased your prices 3%? I know it's ridiculous. No one's going to increase their price of a $10 meal to $10.30. You know what I mean? But if you increase your price a quarter, 50 cents, $1, or just $1 on like your 5 top selling items, that totally negates everything.
Then I must be confused here then still, because I know what you're saying to offset it, but then you're not charging $10 anymore. You're charging $10, $30, or $11,
Yeah.
which still is a bigger fee at the end of the day.
It's still a
Okay,
bigger
so-
fee.
okay,
You know what I'm saying?
But
Time out. Okay, so that dollar, let's say it's 4%. You're paying, so what, 4 cents on a dollar?
yes.
Okay. But you just gained 94 cents on that
Yes.
dollar. What I'm trying to say, like, yes, you're paying more on the fees, but in the end, you're still making out.
That's
like,
94 cents. Yeah.
it's
So
kind of like,
technically, you only raise it 1% more of what you're charging. So not like a whole dollar per se, but if
Very little.
if your credit card processing fees 3%, then just raise your prices 4%.
Well, you got to raise, let's say you profit 20% at your business, right?
Yeah.
So you're going to, if you increase it just 3% or raise the cost 3%, you're not really offsetting it yet. You got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to increase it by like 15 to 20 cents, because then the fee's taken out, then the cost of goods sold is getting taken out, and then hopefully either break even on profit or you make a little
I
extra.
gotcha.
And when I say you make a little extra, we're talking like 0.004%. You know what I mean? Like
gotcha.
a minuscule amount. So
well, I was thinking of an episode you did. Kate was on it, and it was talking about the last table. And
Okay.
she had made the point, and Kate is Nico's wife, and she had made the point, I think you'd asked, would you see at the table if they came in 5 minutes before you closed? And you
I
said
remember
you
this.
would. And she said, but is it worth paying the staff per hour to man the restaurant, every part of the restaurant for that one table? And you had said, I'm willing to take that loss on that seating, knowing that I'll have them in future seatings.
correct.
So do you know what I'm saying? Like, you can penny pinch at that day, but you have to think of like the long term, and like pissing people off and making them feel like, even though if you said to someone the fees are worked into the price, they wouldn't care as much as if you had said, okay, well, I'm gonna take it out from you separately.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It's different. It's all perception, right?
Yeah,
It just
yeah,
looks
yeah.
like you're being a douchebag.
Yeah, very much
But
so.
speaking of douchebags, I would think that credit card companies are kind of douchebags because they just raise the fee, right? Okay. So now they put everyone in an awkward position. Now there's a lot of businesses, not just restaurants, where they're saying, okay, if you pay by credit card, there's an extra percentage. That leaves a really bad taste in consumers' mouths. So then what's happening? Now it's going to backfire, because now customers are going to start paying cash more. So they're losing out. And all those people that they were banking on that run up their credit card bill and don't pay it in full every month, now they're losing out because they wanted to stick it to the business owners.
Yeah, but then you have a lot of the credit cards that say, hey, if you eat at restaurants for the next 3 months, we're having a promotion that you get triple the points on your card when you eat at a restaurant, or you buy groceries, or you buy gas, or whatever it may be. Because I'm getting promotions all the time. They're like,
Yeah.
I mean,
and they don't just activate it. They make you go on the website,
Yeah.
say, I'd like to do this, and then click it instead of just putting it on there.
I like the idea of having a credit card. Personally, it's just convenient for me. And sometimes, depending on the limit, you could do big purchases, great. But I don't really like the whole credit industry.
Yeah.
because you're not transactioning actual cash, but you're losing value of the dollar when you're using a credit card. Do you see what I'm saying?
Well, let me contradict you in a way or fight you on this. Would you rather pay with everything with a debit card or a credit card?
Debit card.
I don't use debit cards.
Cash.
Cash or credit? Mostly cash.
Well, the
Mostly
debit
cash.
portion is the bank, but it's the cash.
The beautiful
aspect
thing
of it,
about, all right, I'm just going to say American Express because I use my American Express
which
to
I do
buy
love. Shout out.
a lot of stuff. Yes. They take all the responsibility for everything. They're an insurance policy. You don't get that with a debit card.
Yeah.
American Express, you can fight it and they're like, no problem. Here you go. We will investigate. They're my security blanket in case
agree.
anything happens.
I see it the same way.
And that's something that's comforting. Do I want to be charged as a consumer 3% of a purchase, or not as a consumer, but do I want to use my American Express card because of the value it adds to my security of my purchases? Yes, I love it. I think it's great. And I don't think many people take that into account just overall.
We're talking about American Express specifically. Not
Well,
But
I'm
a lot
using
of credit
that.
cards, there's the fraud protection. Like
Yeah.
Whoa.
they'll protect you. Oh, okay. And the ghost.
See, they agree.
It's
sorry.
there.
Yeah.
Where's your crystals
Rearranging.
at? Where are your
Oh
crystals
my
at?
God.
The ghost is
crystals.
redecorating.
Yes.
But I think that's a huge thing about credit. I would much rather use my credit card than my debit card to pay for everything. And if you prefer using your debit card, that's fine. Use your credit card. Just pay it all at the end of the month as if you were
Yes.
using your debit card. But you have that security blanket. And God, if somebody steals your card or anything, they can't wipe out your bank
Right.
account. They'll stack up your credit and then fraud protection. And then
I get it.
You
And
know.
I agree. But a lot of times the debit cards come with a Visa stamp or a MasterCard stamp or a Discover stamp,
Yes.
which is also fraud protected and will take care of
have
it
you gone through it with the bank?
many times.
And how long does it take?
just about the same amount of time as it does with American Express. Because
That was not my experience 2 months ago.
Oh, well, that's
Well,
horrible for you.
through a bank, a local bank down here. That's when I say local, I mean Eastern
Local.
Seaboard local. It took about 6 weeks.
That's a long time.
You know what? It was like $93.
Oh,
Yeah,
took 6 weeks.
I heard it's
Amex?
Yeah.
3 days, 2 days, 1 day. I don't even
usually
know.
they take it the same, like within.
I think they
20
Venmoed me
minutes.
within 12 seconds. I don't
Venmo
know,
you?
but
Well, I've never owned a debit card. I've never had a need for one because I work for tips. So I have the cash on hand. So for me to pay with a credit card, then go out of my way to pay that credit card bill, it's an extra step, unnecessary step for me.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
makes
it's just,
sense,
it's
yeah.
inconvenient. Unless I'm making a big purchase, I don't happen to have the cash
Yeah.
on me.
Well, the
Then that's
debit's just having it on the bank though, and then using your debit card for the convenience, so you don't lose your cash or get mugged or all that jazz.
invite them.
You would.
So
You would.
they could try.
You would.
Not that I'm encouraging anyone to mug me.
you heard it here first,
But I will fight
guys.
you. But I know what I was going to say. But okay, but see, back to the credit card douchebags. The thing is, they make so much money. I think it's a predatory business, really. They make
Yes.
so much money on people carrying over their balances. You don't make enough money from those balances that you're going to go hit up businesses to the point where you're putting businesses in the predicament where they have to charge their customers, which is okay. But like I said, some customers are going to start paying more cash because they don't.
No,
Well,
I
you gotta
They
agree.
feel
understand
like
when
they
they
feel like they're being
started
ripped
all
off.
this, you have to improve the infrastructure of your business as you grow. Credit card companies they have the same problems. They have to keep up with their infrastructure too. They need to make their money too. It ain't small. You have 20, 30, 50, 100 million people using Visa. I don't know how many people
Yeah, but
maybe-
you don't think they're making shitload of money on people carrying balances?
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't charge businesses the fee. I'm talking about not jacking it up. You're making enough money on the other side of it from the
Yeah.
consumer. Because there are
Yeah.
plenty of
Yeah.
people nowadays, like back in the day when they first started the credit cards, you were looked down on if you carried, like you had used a credit card to pay for shit. Like it was very, very different
Well,
than it is nowadays.
what's the APR on credit cards just in general right now?
Depends. Everything's
Some of
different.
them-
20%?
So, no, some of them are like
8,
Some of them are
30,
27,
29.99.
28.
I remember when I was younger in college and I applied for a credit card, they're like, do you want a higher limit? Do you want a low interest rate? Like what kind of card? I remember I signed up for this one card and I still have that card to this day. My interest rate started at like 6% or 5% back then, but my limit was $500. You know what I
Right.
mean? But then they're like, hey, you could take this card and you can have $6,000, but your interest rate will be 18%. they had, I forget what the other card, one was a travel card and you get these points and this, that, and the other thing. And I just went for the low interest card. I still have it today. The interest has gone up, obviously, over the 20 years or 15 years, but it's still my lowest card by far. And now when I look, I don't find anything like, that's why I like the Amex.
Well, the thing is that you're not trying to build a balance and keep it going and keep it going.
Well, obviously.
You know what I'm saying? So it would be best
it
if
happens.
paid off at the end of the month. Because even back in the day with Amex, it's not really a credit card, it was a charge card.
Yeah.
So whatever you spend on it, you have to pay all that back within the end of the month.
Oh, it's not like that now?
No, they have a pay over time feature. They charge you
I didn't know that.
17.97% of the balance that you used
Interesting.
for that month if you can't pay it off.
That's why I like the Amex, because you never really owe at the end of the month, though at least the way that I use it and probably the way Nico uses it. Yeah, but like the minimum payment is made when we make one order from one distributor in 1 week, you know? So we don't even think about it. You just keep paying it the way you do. It just keeps paying itself and gathering points and whatnot.
Yeah, I chose Amex because of all the perks that it comes with.
Well, yeah, you like the
I'm
travel.
not trying to plug them or anything, but I do love
That's okay.
Amex
And if
very
Amex
much.
wants to, show the appreciation for the talking about them on the show, you have our names based off this video. Just send us some more travel points. That'd be great.
Done taking advantage of the situation.
Okay,
I'll take the invitation to the black card, please. Thank
so
you. Anyway,
to wrap it up, though, percentage, I think we're all in agreement that businesses should not offer discounts or charge people 3% more to use their card.
I feel for them. I have compassion for them. I understand if they're in a really shitty situation, but perception is everything.
And there are other ways to make that difference up without posting a sign or posting it on your menu or having just one of your employees or staff members verbally saying this out loud.
Yeah.
Or just fire the employee that likes to linger and not really do work or hangs around for an extra hour on the clock. You'll make up the difference right there.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
True story.
Guys, thank you for entertaining this thought.
Well, thank you for being entertaining.
Oh, I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Restaurant punk. Ow! Jesus Christ.
Restaurant punk out.
Restaurant punk out.
Bye.
Bye. It's like, holy shit. But I do love Amex. I really do. I love my Amex card.
What you got? What do you want?